Okay, hey guys, how you doing? I'm back with another one, yes, a book review. And I wanted to share with y'all about this book that I just read and it was okay. Actually it was better than okay. I need to stop, but I know I say all my books were good and I can't help it if I really do pick a good selection of books. But yeah, I got this one from the library, y'all. It's called A Feather So Black. Yes, by Lyra Selene. But yeah, it's the fantasy guys. See, I said I was gonna start reading fantasies and for their own one for a little while, and this book right here was a it was a good fantasy. It was really good. Like let me see. All right, so it's about a girl, and the whole story is just so amazing. It's about like okay, so it's a girl, right? She's with this queen, and it's like two different, it's like folk and humans, okay, and the folk people and the human people. And she was a little girl, and when she was a little girl she had they well, she was told that someone dropped her off at the queen's house, but what happened was they took the queen daughter, they kidnapped her and took her to a different realm, and a lot of other I guess children also that day when they took her daughter. And they left her in the place of the queen's daughter. So the queen didn't really take too kind to her at first. She didn't really want to have anything to do with the little girl. But as time went on, she started watching her, and she realized that the little girl had a gift. She had magic, and so the queen was saying, "Oh, maybe I can use her to my advantage." So what she did was she had like I guess a duet. I think it's called like someone who's like the right hand man or something who's there to give you advice or just a companion. I'm not sure, but she told him, I want you to make a weapon into her. So they started training her in the arts and how to, be a warrior and things like that. And basically, she would, send her out to be a spy and to get with like her with other kingdoms and just spy um on other lands and seeing what they got going on by using her body, her mind, or whatever she had to do to find out these things for the queen. So lo and behold, as time went on, she was saying how she want trying to get her daughter back, and her daughter was lost into another realm, and she wanted the girl that she raised to go there with another prince that she grew up with, who also he was there getting trained with her while she was getting trained. So they was like students together, and they became really close. Like I said, treat the queen didn't treat her too well, but she always told her, no one will love you like I do. So this and that. So her being a little girl, and that's all she knew. She really wanted to do her best to have the queen like her and show her love and be accepted, because she wasn't accepted, because she really wasn't a part of them, like I said, they dropped her off when she was a little girl, when she was like a baby, so she don't remember anything prior to that, you know what I'm saying? So, but so what it is, they can go to this other realm on the full moon, and every full moon they go to this other realm to try to find this queen's daughter. And so she's over there, and she and now she's older now, and the prince, he's a princeling. He comes from another land, and the queen's also sends him also because um the daughter that she has that's on the other room is supposed to marry this prince. Yeah, so they could so the king so I guess the two kingdoms can come together and be one powerful kingdom. Because she's having problems with different kingdoms, and different kings from other lands trying to take over her territory, and also the prince father, also the king of their land, they having also the same issues. So they said, well, we're going to have my son marry your daughter, and that's going to unite us, and that's going to make us strong. And then they would have like a stronger army and things like that, so they can protect themselves or whatever. So yeah, so yeah, so they stay over there every full moon. They get over there, and she's in love with this prince. You know what I'm saying? But he's already betrothed for this for the other for the princess. You know what I'm saying? Who's in this other realm. You know what I'm saying? And but before prior, they did have a little flame going on. And what happened was the queen found out and sent him away. Because she told him, like, he's not for you. You know what I'm saying? And you not for her. So, so they made it clear to them that they wasn't supposed to be intimate and getting together like that. So they were separated, and she told him, he said, I want you to marry my daughter, the princess. You know what I'm saying? So we can unite our kingdoms because we need this. Your kingdom is struggling as well as mine. And so the queen let him know, like, this is what you have to do for your people, for your land, and this and that. So he was like, okay, and he wound up leaving for 4 years, and and just leaving her high and dry, but she was in love with him. And so 4 years passed, and he shows back up out of nowhere because they need to go on this mission together. Yes, so. And she's like, they haven't spoken in 4 years. Last time they spoke to each other, they like made love the day before, and the queen found out and sent him away. And so she's like, so she don't know what happened. So she's really been distraught for the last 4 years because he hasn't reached out to her or anything. And they thought they was really close friends, not just lovers, but really good friends because they practically grew up together. So from the time that she was sent there as a baby, she met him and started going to her training and schooling. She was the only the other child around. You know what I'm saying? So they was like really close to each other, and she couldn't understand like that you just left 4 years ago and didn't think about me, didn't reach out to me, see how I was doing or anything. So yeah. So while they on their little gathering, while they about to go to the actual place where they go over to the other realm, they they talking and things like that and whatever. So she's really like not really trying to show him any attention or really trying to pay him any mind for the fact that the way he left. And plus, he told her before he left him. So she said, "Well, why are you leaving?" He said, "Because I am a prince, and you're nothing. You're no one." And so she was like, she said, "Also," he was like, and the queen asked me who did I want to be with, either you um or her daughter, the one her name is Iala, and or you, and her name is Fia. He was like, and I picked the sister because she's a princess. Yeah, yeah. So, so well, fast forwarded. So they on this mission together, and now they older, they're adults. Because back then they probably was just teenagers. Now this is 4 years later, and I'm thinking maybe they're in their 20s now. I'm not sure, but yeah, they're grown, and so they goes off on this mission trying to rescue the daughter from another realm, the princess from another realm. And so they together and whatever, and he really falls. He really just trying to woo her, and because they wind up staying. It's this, I guess it was like a bridge. So I'm not sure the way they cross over to the other realm, but it's also like a manor like type castle. Right before that they staying in, and they fixing it up and whatever, because they're gonna be there for a while because they don't know how long it's gonna take for them to get that princess back from whoever kidnaps her. So they just like they there and they talking and whatever, and he's trying to do little things to get her attention, and she's like, I'm not going for it because he left me 4 years ago, no word, no nothing, and I mean, and she was in love with him. She was still in love with him 4 years later, and he was just like. like what's going on? Why you giving me the cold shoulder, this and that? And she winds up blurting out because 4 years ago you left me high and dry after we made love, and I couldn't believe that. I give you my body and my heart and my soul and everything. And she like, you was all I had really, in the world because. She was there by herself, and no one really liked her at that castle or in that kingdom for the fact that she wasn't them. She was different. And they left her in the place of taking the queen's child. So it was some resentment there. You know what I'm saying? She was like, "You the only one who was kind to me, and you leave me and tell me how you were prince and I'm nothing, and you just rides off on your horse and leave me high and dry for 4 years, and you didn't think to see how I was doing. You ain't didn't come and visit me or anything." And he was like, "No, you didn't get any of my letters. I wrote you a lot of letters." And she was like, "I didn't receive any letters." But come to find out, the queen took them letters, tore them up, make sure she did not get them because she did not want them to be together. She didn't want him to like her. You know what I'm saying? She wanted him for her princess, her daughter. Wanted him, and so it was a nice book. It was a lot. Look, this book is pretty thick. It was a good book. A lot went on. She wound up going to this other realm, and what it is that the okay, so the princess when they took the princess all them years ago, um, they took 11 11 other swans, I mean princesses too, from different realms that was like uh they was like he called them taking them because what happened was it's something going on about this magic thing and these sets and tenacity. I'm gonna say something. It's a lot. I mean, you really got to read this book. It is amazing. It really is. It have you going like, oh my goodness. But it was 12. It was 11 other women, little babies that they took that day. And what happened is during the daytime they turn into white swans, and they just be in the water and whatever. But then when the sun comes out and the moon and the night comes, they turn into back into people, like into their little princesses and stuff. And it was this one guy. He was watching over him, and he was like royalty, and his name was Arian, and so Fia would went there one day, and what happened was the queen told her, they said, I want the princeling to rescue the princess and break this curse that she's under. And what I want you to do, Fia, I want you to get this. It's called the Sky Sword. I want you to go and see if you can retrieve this Sky Sword because this thing is very powerful. It has a lot of magic, and we need it for our kingdom to help our people, to help our land, and this and that. And she's like, okay, she said, but I don't want you to tell the prince about this Sky Sword because if he realized how much power it have, he may try to take it from you. And I don't want that to happen because I know power and magic can change people. And I don't want you to get out there with him and he wind up hurting you for this Sky Sword. So don't tell him anything about it. Just bring it when you get it. Just bring it back to me, and it's just between me and you. That's what the queen tells Fia. Right, so she's like, okay, okay, okay. So they gets there, and she sees the Sky Sword, and this guy, an Aryan, got it, and he tells him how the Sky Sword is basically attached to him, and if she takes it or it can't be taken from him because it's actually attached to him, and for her to be able to get it, he would have to die. She got to kill him. But get this, if she kill him for the Sky Sword, them the swans that turn into maidens, also the princess, they will die too because they all connected to him also. It was deep. It was deep, guys. I'm not gonna hold you. It was deep. The whole book it was deep, and so they had to figure out how they're gonna get detach her from Arian and his sky sword and all kinds of stuff. But come to find out, let me tell you something. The princess name was Iala. Iala, Isla. She was just as vicious as her. I come to find out the queen did not love Fia. Like I said, she was using Fia just to try to gain this magic and this power. And come to find out, Fia was actually an heir to the Sky Sword. Okay, she was like an heir to the set. of this magic and this treasure and this power because she was actually an heir to, I guess, these people who was like powerful. It's look, let me say something. You got to read it. It's deep. It's a lot. I mean, I said to myself, this woman who wrote this book got a great imagination. She has, yeah, because I'm telling you, this book had me like, what? And I'm trying to keep up with everything and what's that, this, that, and this power, this treasure, and this, and that. It was good. It's a good book. It really is. I'm telling you. I'm not gonna look. I can go on and on about this book and all things that went inside there, but it's a definitely is a must read. And I just wanted to share that with y'all. And I really enjoyed this book. You know what I'm saying? It was just the yeah, I felt bad for Fia because, like I said, she was with these people all her life and she basically wanted their acceptance. And come to find out, because she went back to the queen. Let me tell you how she went back to the queen and told the queen everything. Told some yeah, but she did a little fib. She told the queen, if you went to Sky Sword, you either got to pick either the daughter or the Sky Sword because they both can't come back because of the fact that she's attached to it, and if the Sky Sword come back, she gonna die. But she can come back, but we just have to leave the Sky Sword. Some mess that she told the Queen. The Queen was like, "Look, I got a lot of fosterlings." She said, "Huh, I lost one daughter. Let me tell you something. I can have more daughters." She was like, "But that power, me and my land and my kingdom, we need that. We need that sword. We need that magic. We need that power, so we can go on." So, if you asking me to choose, I'm choosing the sword. Leave my daughter. Yes, girl. Yes. The book is awesome. You really have to check this book out. I mean, look, it was awesome. It really was an awesome read. I like this. Yes, I'm going to give me another. Oh, and you know what I wanted to tell you? At the end, right? It's like because the story really don't, and it's like really the beginning. Once you get through all this, and she figure out who she is and where she come from, because she don't know where she came from. They don't know where they got her from or anything. But when she finds out who she is and where she come from, this and that, and how she was able to save Arian and the Sky Sword, and let me tell you something. It's a part. It's like a part two, and it's not really a part two, but it's another part of the continuation of this book, and it's called A Crown So Silver. Yeah, because come to find, like I said, come to find out, she was royalty. Yes, yes, she was royalty, and she was the one to because it was like these gates. It was deep, guys. It was deep, and she didn't even know that. Cause she, like you said, she thought she was no one. She thought she was nothing. Cause that's what the queen always told her all her life that you from, what he say you from dirt and wood or something like that. She would tell her she like you from dirt and wood. You're nothing. You know what I'm saying? And and I can only love you because you're not even worth loving. But no one will ever love you like I. Yeah, I mean, the queen did a number on her, but her being away and traveling back and forth through realms and really, learning like who she is, because she had power. She could like move the earth, like the plants and the trees and things like that. It's romance in here. Let me tell you something. It's good because her and the guy, Arian, they wind up hooking up. You know what I'm saying? But she wound up hooking up with the other guy because the prince who went with her on the whole mission, his name was Rogan. And they wind up hooking up too, and he was talking about somehow he in love with her, he still loved her, and kind of found out he was writing her and things like that, and the queen was just trying to keep them apart. It was a lot. It was a lot, but it was good. It was a lot, but it was good. Yeah, it was a really good story, and what she did was she give you a little preview of the next book about them, so it's like a saga. You know what I'm saying? Yes, yes. So I'm gonna read it. It's called the next one is a Crown So Silver, and I'm gonna check that out next. But this is awesome right here. Yeah, it is. It is it's awesome, and I'm glad I read it. Yeah. And I guess that's about it, guys. But you got to read it. It's a very good adventure. Very, very good. And if you like adventures, that's a good one for you. Okay? I want to say thank you guys for joining me. And Love you.